Ok, bueno, buenos días, gracias por venir, gracias a todas las personas que nos siguen vía streaming en este momento. Sabemos que es complicado venir hasta la Javeriana a esta hora, pero gracias a los que nos siguen vía streaming y van a poder ver la conferencia y la charla de Mateo. Este espacio surge después de revisar la posibilidad de que nuestros aliados académicos de la red Sugar, Stanford University Global Alliance, pertenecemos a la red de universidades de la Universidad de Stanford en pro de la innovación, y a esa red pertenecen grandes universidades como la Universidad de UNIMORE, la Universidad de Vignoli en Italia, de la cual es Matteo, que nos acompaña en este momento. A él muchas gracias por el espacio. Y un conjunto de universidades como la Universidad de Stanford, la Universidad École de Paris-Tech en Francia, la UNAM de México, la Universidad de Swinburne en Australia, la Universidad Alto en Finlandia, y un conjunto de universidades todas de primer nivel que trabajamos en pro de la innovación a través de una metodología que se denomina el Design Thinking. Y hemos construido este espacio con el objetivo de ofrecer a ustedes charlas gratuitas en pro de que se pueda conocer un poco más acerca de lo que hacemos y ustedes puedan también compartir o hacer las preguntas pertinentes a los profesores que vamos a ir invitando a estos espacios, ¿vale? Entonces nos acompaña hoy Matteo Vignoli. Matteo es doctor en ingeniería y es el director actualmente del programa de innovación por diseño en la Universidad de UNIMORE en Italia. Actualmente dirige también la maestría en innovación en comida en Italia, la primera maestría en innovación en comida del mundo. Es un programa muy interesante y hoy nos va a contar acerca de la casa de la innovación. Nos va a contar una breve historia de cómo el design thinking o el pensamiento de diseño puede ayudar a que la innovación suceda realmente al interior de las empresas, ¿vale? Entonces vamos a escuchar la presentación de Matteo y después vamos a tener una sesión de 15 o 20 minutos de preguntas, inquietudes. Para quienes nos siguen vía streaming, las preguntas las pueden hacer al correo desde donde les llegó la invitación o a través del Twitter, que también llegó justo debajo del link que se envió la invitación. El Twitter es ME310PUJ. ¿Listo? Entonces vamos a dar inicio. Al profe Matteo, muchas gracias. Chao, Matteo.
Chao.
Ok, see you soon. Let's go.
Okay. Buenos días a todos. Presentación en inglés porque mi español no es suficiente para una presentación de este tipo, pero creo que todos los entiendes. Si no, hace una pregunta o una chat y repito lo que estaba diciendo. So welcome everyone. My name is Matteo, and as Juan Pablo was presenting me, I'm the director of the Design Thinking program. Project. And what I'm going to present today is the model that we use to make innovation happen in real life. And since innovation is really a difficult term because everyone used it and has different meaning, we explain innovation with a metaphor. And the metaphor is the hunting metaphor. So, how many of you hunt in the past? Can you raise your hand? Not even on Saturday night? Do you hunt on Saturday night, guys?
Hunting.
Okay, so if you hunt either on the jungle or on Saturday night, whatever you're hunting, you know this feeling of uncertainty that is connected with the hunting activity. Luckily enough, mankind has developed specific capabilities to deal with this situation, and it's actually lucky for us that basically we can use those capabilities to the field of innovation. So, in order to access this presentation, we are going into the evolution of mankind, and we are going to destroy the latest evolution of mankind, which is of course the computer generation, that it's totally connected with the evolution of agriculture, which is basically the planning type of activity. So if you want to innovate something, forget about the planning part, because it's not possible to plan ahead what you don't know. Yeah, you can do some activities in order to get close to the steps you need to do in order to reach something, and that's fine, but it's not possible to plan the unknown, otherwise everyone would be rich and we would know the future. So when you are in the agricultural mindset, just to be point the slide to the guys with the last three position. Basically, what you do is you plant some seed now in order to have the fruits or the vegetable or the crop later on during the year, right? And that's planning. In order to reach the innovation, we will go one step before with our ancestors that were hunting their way of life, and by doing this, they were facing every day the uncertainty that you face when you don't know what you're hunting for. Basically, when you start your hunt, you have a vague idea of what's your end goal, and you can also point out that this vague idea is just a direction to go and not really what you need to go. And of course, during the hunt, you need to be ready to change target. If you have an opportunity, you need to have all your senses alert, because you need to activate a different part of yourself that is there, but most of the time we don't use. So think as innovation as something that is actually deeply connected with this other side of each one of us that we have, and we need to feel comfortable. So my professor at Stanford, that goes by the name of Larry Lepper, says that in this metaphor, people need to be able to dance with ambiguity, meaning that you need to really feel comfortable and actually enjoy a situation where you don't know what you're going to do next, and you will discover during the process. But come back to our lecture, and let me state what you need to know in order to do a good hunt in this field, and let me state it with 5 principles. Let's start with the first one. The first principle is never go hunting alone. Of course, then you can see the picture. You have a big bear there, and hunting alone is dangerous. It's dangerous because you have dangers in your unknown territory, but also because those little signals that you might not see in the jungle maybe are visible to some of your peers or your mate into the hunt. Second, when you hunt with others, you can integrate perspective and you can go together in one direction, but you can also listen to the other perspective and integrate them into your final decision. So really, it's a team spirit, because either you all succeed or you fail individually. Just give a little quote to any given Sunday. So that's the first principle of the hunting that you can apply to innovation. And usually when you go hunt, you go with some experienced hunter and beginner hunter. And this is a way to transfer knowledge, but also to have fresh eyes onto the jungle so that you know what's going to happen. You do that also on your Saturday night hunt. So you usually don't go alone and you go with others. If you ask yourself why, then now you know the answer. Because in uncertain situations, we tend to grow together so that together we are stronger and more capable of facing unpredictable situations. The second principle is never stop hunting. You can see in the picture that if you stop hunting, then your prey might show up somewhere and you were just sleeping and never catched it. Can I ask you a question? Can you just make up your mind and think what is the moment of the day where you have the best ideas? Okay? Do you know that?
At night, like before going to sleep, maybe.
I cannot hear you. Can you someone repeat?
She said before going to sleep.
That's good.
And maybe when you're taking a shower
Yeah.
When you're taking a shower
in the bathroom.
in the bathroom.
Anytime.
I love you. Nobody usually has courage to say that the best idea are coming from the bathroom, but yeah. Yes. Some other places or moments?
At the bus, maybe.
At the bus, yeah.
During the
Driving.
Driving? Okay. That's good. Just to give you a side number, when I asked this question, and I did ask that question probably like 100 times already, nobody answered me that he has at best ideas at the office, at school, at the university. Nobody. Just consider this and consider that you might need to work at your office or at the university or where you meet, but consider that the innovation part is a path that never leaves you. So please consider the places where you are the most innovative and maximize your time there, beside the bathroom, because otherwise other people might not like it. But yes, plan for the unpredictable. So if you have ideas, be ready and wrote them down and make sure you have always your notepad with you, because that's very important. Ideas are very tricky. You have an idea now in a context and then a few hours later it's forgotten or it's different or you just don't have it anymore. So take a chance to be always aware, okay? That's the second principle. The third one, it's called follow the flow. What does it mean? Let me give you an example. When I was at Stanford, we did a research with Boeing, and we asked the engineers to write down in their meetings when they felt that something was wrong, but they didn't have the courage to stand up and tell to the group, hey guys, here I don't feel comfortable, probably something is wrong. If you are asking yourself why they were basically having these feelings but never stand up, it's because if you stand up in a meeting with like 20 engineers and you just say, have this feeling that here something is wrong, they would for sure ask you why, and you have to justify your thoughts. And of course, you don't have this justification. So we asked them to write them down in a notepad, and of course with some reference to what meeting was and what they were discussing. And we realized that 80% of the time they had spotted a problem. Of course they didn't know it, but in some sense they had the feeling that the problem was there and the problem was actually there. It's just because we don't think just with our rational mind. We have other type of intelligence that are complementary with our rational intelligence and logic intelligence that can help us to take decision in uncertain moment. So when you are hunting, sometimes you need to take a decision either to go left or right, and most of the time you take one path, and that path is the right one, because just your rational mindset it's not able to process the information, but your body, your gut feeling, and your heuristic intelligence will come into help and give you some intuition that you might go in this direction or the other. So the third principle of hunting for innovation is that you need to listen to your gut feeling and share it with the groups, because most of the time it's worth stop 10 minutes and evaluate what the people are feeling. So if they say, if you feel that you're not comfortable in that situation or with this product or with this service or whatever you're doing, just speak out loud, and you might find that other people have the same feeling, and then it's best that you try to find the solution in the moment you have the feeling. Okay, I'm saying that because in our world now, feelings and emotion are kind of left in a drawer, and the only thing that matters is the logic and data proof. And that's fine, it's good. If you have data, show the data, but if you have feelings, go for the feeling. Most of the decisions that we make are not rational, and people from marketing know that perfectly. So if we do innovation, we need to also take that into consideration, because that's part of our ancestor way of surviving. The fourth principle of hunting for innovation is think as your prey. Okay? And then with prey, you can put customer, you can put clients, you can put users. This is the point. When you follow a prey, it's very hard to catch it, because you're always behind, right? And the prey is always in front of you, and you just don't get it. And good hunters, when they really want to get the prey, after following the prey for a long time, they start thinking as their prey, and they don't go after them, they go before them. So usually the prey is going in a direction, you understand that, you think that, you know that, and then you take a detour and you go in another point that you know the prey is coming. And when it's there, then you catch it, because you were ready to do it. So really, it's very important that you follow your prey, even on Saturday night, and you know exactly how he or she thinks. But then the only way to catch it is when you know the next move, and you go before, you're there before her or he. And that's the general rule in the innovation scene. You need to know your users so that you can actually go before them where they need to be, and then you have already their product ready. The fifth principle, which is the most important, is bring the prey back home. In Silicon Valley, we say that an idea has no value until it's tangible and can be bought. So make sure when you hunt for innovation that you also think how you are able to make this idea real. And I will share a story. A few years ago, I was in Texas, when in a ranch, and they were teaching to young kids how to hunt. And they were like children of 5 to 6 years. And I asked them, so how you teach them? What do you do? And the lady that was teaching them said, the first thing that we teach them is how to prepare the prey after it's dead and to bring it back home. They need to learn that because otherwise they will do a huge effort to catch a prey, and then the prey will be there for no one. And that's not hunting. This is fun. Hunting is a serious and human activity that is connected with eating and with value that you gather from it. So please consider innovation as this. You need to have an idea, clear idea on how you bring your innovation to reality. Otherwise, all the effort is useless. And that's important also for company innovation. When you just have an idea and you share it with your boss, and the boss says, "Oh yeah, maybe, whatever," and then the idea goes wasted, you're not doing innovation, you're doing anything. You're just wasting your time. You need to know how you present your ideas to your boss in a way that he can present it to his boss and maybe to the president of the company, and then be able to bring it to reality. It's your job to do this. It's not a job of someone at home waiting for the prey, okay? It's the job of the hunter to understand and know how to make their innovation real. Okay? And that applies to ideas as well, because our job is make innovation not a random event. You know, this kind of things that can happen once in a lifetime, but a reliable process that not always, like hunting, but more than often brings back a prey home. If you go hunting and you don't find anything, it's fine, it's part of the game. But if you go hunting and you never find anything, then what happens is that you die, right? Because you don't have anything to eat. So the metaphor is really important because it teaches you that mankind is able to live off hunting as mankind is able to live off innovation. So I just put this slide because I want to introduce to you Larry Leiter, which is the guy in the picture, and he is explaining the hunter model. And the hunter model works like this. You start from point A, and then you want to go to point B, which is the next big idea. And of course you do a straight line from A to B, because that's logic. But you do the first step, right, and it's the first arrow towards B, and already your B idea has gone in B first, because the world is moving. So if you're not ready to change your mind, you go to the straight line to point B, and you get nothing because the idea is already moving. So you take a step, you understand that the idea is moving, then you take a step to do a prototype, you test it, and you understand that from B first has gone to B second, and then to B third. And by the time it went to B third, you basically know before that a big idea is going from B second to B third, and you are there to wait. And then you start the making process and the way to bring your really big idea back home. Okay? How to do it? You do it adding to your analytical thinking, which you know from your university process, the design thinking mindset, which is the tool that you need to become a real T-shaped person. And in order to become a T-shaped person, you basically need to know all the principles of the hunting model and to basically be able to work with others, because you have the design thinking mindset that will support your path. This is synthesis of the design thinking process, and I guess you know it, so I'm going to skip it. That's how you see it in a book which is called 101 Design Methods. And if you're curious about design thinking, buy this book, and you will find more than 100 tools that you can use and apply in your process, and apply to the ME310 Plus so that you can make this tool real and use it in real life scenario. What I'm going to point out in the last 10 minutes before question is that design is always a conversation. So since you're going into a path, right, you're going into a hunt for good ideas, nobody knows the answer, okay? You don't know the answer, your professor don't know the answer, the company don't know the answer, okay? Because, like, if they would have known, then there would be no challenge with you, because they would know what to do and they would just do it, right? But no, we are hunting for something new and innovative, so nobody knows the answer. So you need to start a conversation with everyone that can help you. So what are we here for? We are here for the story. You are hunting for good stories from the people that you're interviewing, because that's the way how we as humans convey meaning to what we do. And we always speak about stories, because stories are the way our brain makes sense of what happens to us. And so when you start your hunt for good ideas, ask people good stories about their use of your product, the use of current solution, or also their interaction with the environment. That's a very good path to find what we call the aha moment. You know, this moment where you have an insight and you find a nugget, which is that's meaning that you need to move forward into the design thinking process. This is the heart of need finding. So when you have your nugget, it means that you understood something that is not trivial, and everyone will ask you the most important question, which is why. So if you have your nugget, it means that when you go there and you say, okay, you know, like if you are in a train station, when the train is coming and you have a couple, the man is between the train and the woman. When the train is not coming, the woman is between the man and the train. If you're wondering why, then you have a nugget, and the nugget is an opportunity to innovate, because you can make a hypothesis. Oh, what is happening there? Why the people are always facing the that I don't know that is so linked with human beings. Okay, and you can understand what's missing. And understanding what's missing, it means that you understand needs. And as we know, needs are verbs, meaning that you express needs with your language in terms of verbal locutions. And you basically need to have time, and that's one need, or you need a clock. and that's our solution. Because basically, when you need to understand the difference between needs and solution, you actually do this. You express needs as verbs and you express solution as nouns. And when you have a need, so having more time, then you can find many solutions for this need. Or you can always have other needs like reaching someone higher, communicate better, and they're always verbs. And for each need, you can find as many solutions as you want. The only thing that you need to consider is that you're not making better things, because that's useless. You make things better, which is what you're here for. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Matteo. Okay. Bien. Pasamos a la sección de preguntas. Primero, aquí en el auditorio, ¿hay alguien que tenga alguna pregunta?
Yo tengo una.
Matteo, thank you for your conference. My name is Wilson. I want to ask a question. How can you invite the people to make innovation, especially in the company? In the company, normally the people want to do the same things in the same way. How you can invite your people, your team, to think different, to look other ways?
There is one thing that is always true in companies, is that they say they do things in the same way, but if you go to the same company in different moment in time, you will find that they actually change the way they do stuff. Because the way companies do stuff, it's actually based on people, and people change inside the company. So once they have one guy that does one thing in one way, and then they hire another one, and it's a slow process, but believe me, company changes. If you go there 100 years later, they will have different technology, different people, and the company will be different, okay? Of course, they don't notice it because it's a slow process. So what is my way of doing this is this process of change that is constant in companies. It's like a flow of a river. And when you want to change the flow of the river, you need to first understand how the river goes, and then you put a little rock somewhere, and this rock is changing the river course. And of course, if you put the rock in the earlier part of the river, then you have a bigger effect at the end. If you put the latest part of the river, you have a smaller effect. But still, it's your job to find what people in the company have the ability to make the change tangible. And it's not that everyone is your people, right? So you stay in the company for a little while, you understand how is their habits, and then you propose the change to the right person, and then you'll see, the company will change. And it's not that the right person is always the CEO, not that. You need to really be there and understand how they work. And my suggestion is to ask them stories. So, what was the last change that you did? How were you able to introduce an IT system in your company? Who decided to open a new shop or a new company division in this area? You know, those are all changes, and they are as difficult as innovation changes. So understand who are your men inside the company, and you will have a grip on making things happen. So to summarize, start from stories that the company has already done in change, understand who are the people there that can make change happen, talk with these people, understand what are the motivations that they need to make things happen. So, and then suddenly everything becomes easy.
Ok. Thanks, Mateo. ¿Alguna otra pregunta? No. Bien. ¿No tenemos preguntas en el Twitter o en el mail? Ok. Bien. Bueno, muchas gracias a todos por venir, a las personas que nos siguieron la transmisión en vivo. Muchísimas gracias. Mateo, muchas gracias. Thank you very much. Gracias por la conferencia, por la charla, por compartirnos un poco de lo que hacemos alrededor de la red UNAM.
Thank you to you, it was a real pleasure.
Okay. See you in June at Stanford.
Yes.
Bye bye.
Ciao guys.
Bye, thank you, Matteo.
Bye.
De hecho, esto es
Bueno, muchas gracias por venir. A las personas que nos siguieron por stream también muchas gracias.